Hello there. So I'm gonna warn you right off the bat, my cat is wandering around and rubbing on the stand for the camera again, so if you see it start wiggling around, I apologize, that's what's going on. So I want to talk to you guys today about something in particular that I always kind of struggle with, being that I'm a solitary and I don't really talk to a whole lot of people in the pagan community. I don't have a whole lot of friends or anything like that very much, so one thing that I find very difficult is sort of keeping up with like issues in the pagan community, or just finding kind of a general forum to sort of discuss people like stuff with people. And one of the ways that I usually try and sort of keep in touch with some things that people are concerned about is a YouTube, but B, I get on Witchvox a lot. I haven't actually done this in a while, but that's what I usually used to do, like all the time. I would always read the articles that people posted like on the front page and stuff like that to kind of get an idea of what maybe people are kind of concerned about. And I have another way that I kind of go about doing the same thing that I thought I would share with you guys, because you may or may not be aware that it exists, whereas I think most people are pretty aware of YouTube and pretty aware of Witchvox. So I read these. These are the Llewellyn Witch's Companions, and I've got like at least 4 of these, I think. Like, I have quite a few of them. This is for 2013, and I've had it for months, which I think is weird. Like, I don't know why 2013 came out way before 2013, but I think these books are really, really awesome. And the reason I think they're awesome is it's just a collection of like small articles and like essays that people have written. And they're put into like 4 different categories. I can tell you what these categories are actually if I look. There's the community forum, which I think is the most important section in this book. There's witchy living. There is witchcraft essentials and magical transformations. As you can see, I'm like a little more than halfway through this book right now. Lou, knock it off. But I think the beginning of these books is incredibly awesome and helpful, because it's basically like the opinions section, whereas the other ones are kind of like, here's some advice for some things that I've done and it might help you too. Everything else at the beginning of this book in the forum section is kind of like, here's things that I feel really strongly about and I think we should have a discussion about it. And I love that, because like usually one of 2 things happens when I'm reading through this section. One, I will read through and I'll be like, I totally agree with what you are saying, maybe with a few differences here and there, but like I think this is an issue too, that's interesting. Or maybe it's something I've never really thought about, so I'm excited to learn about it. Or my second kind of reaction to this is that I get really pissed off. And that's good, I think. It's not like I'm angry at people, but like I'm angry about the issue and about the fact sometimes that I didn't know the issue existed. So I highly recommend reading this book if you're interested in kind of the pagan community at large, especially if you're a solitary. It's a good way to kind of keep informed about some things that may or may not be kind of big topics. But like one in here that really, really irritated me, that really, really made me angry, and it's probably just because of my background and like what I'm studying in school, but it's called Pagans and Mental Health. And I really liked the article, it was very well written. What angered me about it was the fact that this is a problem at all. So like this particular essay in this book was advocating the fact that pagans sort of, I didn't even realize this existed because I'm not, see, this is why this is good, is I don't really mess with covens or anything like that, so I don't know anything about trying to get into one or any of that because I've never tried. But I guess the person who wrote this was saying that there's a lot of like online and stuff, if you find like applications or just kind of like, hey, if you're interested, talk to us, there's like a disclaimer that basically says if you're like mentally ill or if you have any kind of treatment that you're receiving for mental illness, you can't be a part of our group. And I think that's horrible. Like, I'm sorry, that makes me want to throw things. Like, I get so mad. So, but I think that's good, and I don't want to like turn this video into a discussion on that, but like the point is, I didn't know that was a problem until I read this, and then I realized that that was going on. So if you kind of want just fun opinions or ideas, and then later in the book there's like lots of little fun like ideas for here's something I do to make this part of my year like go easier or whatever. I just think these are great books, and they're all basically opinion type articles or advice articles. So I would recommend to anyone out there who hasn't looked into them to kind of look into them, because I think they're great. So that's really all I wanted to say about this. I may do another video about pagans and mental health because that made me so mad. So don't be surprised if you see something like that in the next few days. I may just film one like right after this if I feel like it, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, and that's all I've got for now. So bye.